Hi, this is Tim Yoder with Fit Small Business. Today I'm evaluating Wave accounting software for Chapter 4 of our Fit Small Business case study. So let's get started. So Chapter 4 here is pretty short on some special banking and cash management features. Now we're not going to actually be able to connect bank accounts because we can't create hypothetical bank accounts, but we will look to see if it looks like it's possible to connect bank accounts and to upload spreadsheets. So Fit Plumbing's checking account is a U.S. bank. Can the software connect to the bank account and update automatically? And can we upload a file from the bank if that's our preference? So let's dive into Wave here. Let's go to banking. Looks like a good place to check out connected accounts. Select your bank account. So we have U.S. Bank. Here we go. usbank.com. Continue. Okay, so it looks like here's where I would log in with my normal US Bank credentials, and it looks like we can connect the account. At some point in there, you'll have to tell it which chart of accounts you're connecting, but it certainly looks like it will work. Okay, so over here in our rubric, will the software connect to a bank account? Yes, it will, so we'll give it a 1. Will the software upload a file of transactions? Let's go to accounting, transactions. Here's a list of all of our transactions. It looks like if we come over here to more, we can upload a bank statement. Okay, so it tells us the type of statements we can upload. CSVs are just very generic statements. If you can actually, looks like you can upload QBO files, which might be nice, might be a little bit more detailed and easier to import. Those are intended for QuickBooks, so a lot of banks will allow you to export a QBO file, but you don't have to import it into QuickBooks. You could import it into Wave. Yeah, so it does. It looks like it's pretty basic to upload the bank statement. Once you upload a bank statement or connect your bank account, most software is pretty much the same. It's going to bring over a whole bunch of transactions, and you're going to have the opportunity to classify them. Okay, so back to our rubric here. Software will upload a file of transactions. Yes, so obviously you do one or the other. You don't connect the bank account and upload a file of transactions, but some people prefer one over the other. Okay, now can Wave do a bank reconciliation? So in our case study here, actually we were given a bank statement to try to reconcile to. So let's go into Wave. Under accounting, we have reconciliation. That sounds promising. And our checking account. So let's get started. So the statement ending balance, or the statement ending date, is January 31st. The ending balance, 11/9/33/91. Okay, so good. This is what I would expect. This shows all of our activity in our checking account for the month of January, and now I need to try to reconcile it. So let's reconcile from this to the bank statement. So January 30th, $25 deposit. So here's where it gets a little bit difficult with Wave, because remember, if you saw the earlier chapters in Wave, you can't combine your multiple checks into a single deposit. So on our bank statement, we only made one deposit of $39.55, but in Wave, we weren't able to combine those checks and cash into a single deposit. And now, when we're trying to reconcile, it's very hard because we have all these separate deposits. Okay, so it looks like our total deposits are 3425. So we are missing some deposits. Okay, let's look at our checks. So we have, let's start at the beginning. So we have a $150 bill payment. I'm going to move this over here. $150 bill payment. Yes, so we can check that off. We have a $200 bill payment. Actually, that's this and this one. Okay. $301.09. 1200. And 150. Okay, so those are all of our checks, and now our deposits are 3425. Okay. Excellent. So let's see. Oh, here we go. We got to check our beginning balance. Okay, so our difference is 1910. Okay, that's right. I remember there is a serious problem with this reconciliation in Wave. Notice this Wave balance doesn't change when you mark things as being cleared or not cleared. All right, so a good reconciliation program, this balance needs to be the cleared balance because that's what's going to match. So if we were to check these boxes, actually even that, again, they don't make any difference. So yeah, so with Wave, it's not, the reconciliation process doesn't allow you to have reconciling items, if that makes any sense at all, because when you click what's matched and what's not matched, so when you click what's cleared in your bank account, it doesn't adjust this Wave balance. This Wave balance should be the cleared balance, not just the check register balance. Okay, so it has a checking account reconciliation, and it would work except for the fact that it doesn't allow you these. So if we didn't have, the problem here is that these two checks are outstanding. If we look at our case study here, these are outstanding checks, and so we will never be able to reconcile in Wave when we have any outstanding checks. So that's a pretty much useless bank reconciliation. The only time the bank reconciliation will work in Wave is if you have no outstanding items. So if all you're doing, if you never enter checks before they clear, so if all you're doing is transferring the information directly from the checking account, dating it according to the date on the check statement, then you can do the reconciliation. But if you're using Wave to actually input expenses before they clear the bank, then you can't do a bank reconciliation. Okay, so as far as our rubric here, I'll give it a half a point because sometimes you might just be using it just purely based on your bank statements, in which case it will reconcile. Enter your ending balance of your checking account, correct. It had no option to enter your monthly service fee as part of the bank rec process. Select transactions that have cleared the bank. I'm not going to give it credit for that because it doesn't reflect in the reconciliation when you select them. View outstanding transactions. No, because you can't complete the reconciliation. Okay, so purports to have a bit of a reconciliation feature, but again, it doesn't allow for any differences between your bank statement and your checking register. So it really is almost more destructive than it is helpful. Again, unless you never enter any transactions until they clear the bank statement. Okay, and the last part of our case study is does it appear credit card connections and reconciliations can be made? Basically, that's asking are credit cards basically treated the same as bank accounts? And I think that's true. So if we go to banking, actually let's go to accounting, chart of accounts, our credit card. Oh, here. So it looks like you can reconcile your credit card. We don't have an account to reconcile it to. I don't think we've actually done any credit card transactions. So the balance should probably be the same as the opening, which was what, $6,000. Okay, so automatically reconcile it, that's because there were no transactions. So it'll actually do that for your bank account too if all of your transactions in your register are exactly the same as in your bank account. Okay. So this is where you would connect your bank account. I know you can connect your credit card accounts. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it says connect your bank or credit card account. So it does look like you can do everything with your credit card account you can with your checking. So does credit cards have a transfer reconciliation feature? Yes. Okay. Excellent. So that concludes the evaluation of the Wave software on the banking and cash management.